So is the pressure finally off of this young man. Tremendous innings, tremendous pressure in front of his home crowd at the Gabba.
Botham to Kepler Wessels. Safely away. In the air, catchable height, but too far away from the man at the finer of the two gullies. That's Eddie Hemmings. Kepler Wessels hasn't had a lot of the strike in the last few overs. Fortunately then for him, he was able to guide that one through that vacant area.
Fine shot. Straight drive. Beautifully struck off drive by Kepler Wessels.
He's had a big lunch, no doubt, possibly a steak, and just looking a little bit tight at the moment.
Kepler Wessels obliges Botham with a hook shot and a very good boundary to get him started after lunch, and Wessels moves to 32.
Jeff Miller to Kepler Wessels. And you very rarely see a misfield like that from one of the top fielders on the world cricket scene. David Gower not quite getting down to that one, perhaps beaten by what was a low bounce. It didn't bounce quite as he thought it might, but he still could have been across a bit further to it. Bob Willis to Kepler Wessels. He's played some lovely shots today, Kepler Wessels, but that certainly is one of the best. The two men at gully, one square with point, the other just behind, and he hit it forward of that position.
With immense power. Timed it to perfection, and in spite of all the precautions that Willis had taken by placing his cover square, the gullies fairly square, almost in the old-fashioned point position, in spite of all those precautions, Wessels hit it so hard that it shot through like a rocket.
Ian Botham to Wessels.
In a slow ball, beautifully placed by Kepler Wessels, right through the gap there, and down to the boundary at a wide bit off position. So lovely timing, and another 4.
There it is. Shaw pulls it forward a square. Well played, Kepler Wessels. The pressure finally off of this young man. A tremendous innings and tremendous pressure in front of his home crowd at the Gabba.
A very, very happy Kepler Wessels and a delighted Sally Wessels. A great moment for her as well. And it certainly says a lot for Jane Border's character that she's able to smile through it all because her husband made a duck.
And straight from the hill. And they're as happy about it as Kepler obviously is. And there's his wife, Sally, also very happy and relieved. I'd say both of them very relieved.
Well, he was under tremendous pressure. He'd just been missed by Taylor. The ball that spun. He picked that shortest delivery up and he whipped it forward a square for 4 runs. A tremendous ovation for this young man. Jeff Miller comes in, as did Bob Willis. Great applause from the English players. Tremendous to see. Tremendous contest today from both batsman and bowler. Final ball. Rivers bringing in Randall from point, closer to a short mid-off, I believe. Yes, just there for the... That pad if he pushes forward. He doesn't do that. He cracks it away for 4. Well played, Kepler Wessels. Just short of a length. So it stumps. Australia are 6 for 246.
Here's Botham now, and he's bowling to Kepler Wessels.
A fine shot from Kepler Wessels, once again showing the liking for that square cut.
Beautiful shot.
So shortish delivery. And beautifully timed there from Kepler Wessels. Fine shot from Wessels. Botham over pitching. Driven straight down the ground. And it will just trickle into the boundary.
Norman Cowans from the Vulture Street end, and he's bowling to Kepler Wessels.
This time he's picked the gap. Graham Fowler can't stop it from crashing into the cover boundary.
Eddie Hemmings comes in now, and the left-handed Wessels takes strike. That's a really good shot. That's one of the best strokes he's played. Beautiful footwork and perfect placement.
Super shot. Found the gap backward at point. Waited for the ball to come onto the bat. 4 all the way.
Yes, beautiful shot from the Wessels there. I must admit that some of the bowling today, you've seen the short stuff that Kepler Wessels is fed on. Plays that shot so well.
Uses his feet. That's a beautiful off drive. Beats cover. What a beautiful shot. Well down the pitch, 2 or 3 paces, and found the gap. Superb cricket, Kepler Wessels.
Proving that he can play on both sides of the wicket. Move the feet right to the pitch, head down right over the line of the ball and find in the gap. And Chris Tabaret not able to cut it off. And it's another 4 to Wessels.
Kepler Wessels now poised to become Australia's top scorer in his debut Test innings. Just 4 runs away from Charles Bannerman's 1876-77 record, and here's Bob Willis.
There's Bob Willis's figures, 4 for 66, and this is his 30th over. And he's bowled in.
Well, there you are. Chance of batting through the innings is over, but what a fine performance by Kepler Wessels. 162, last man out, Australia all out for 341. A good performance by English skipper Bob Willis to pick up 5 wickets. Australia leads by 116 on the first innings, and Fred Truman to sum up.
Yes, that's been a fine innings by Kepler Wessels, and I feel sure that as he walks into the pavilion, the crowd will stand up and give him the ovation he deserves. It's a great performance. He was only 3 runs short of the all-time record made by Charles Bannerman in the first ever Test match when he made 165 retired hurt, the very first innings in Test cricket. And the England players have stood back to let him come in. Here comes the hero of the day. An innings that he'll never forget, and a lot of people on this ground will never forget either. What a start to a Test career.